Alright, NFL fans, gather round. We're diving into the wild weekend that was the divisional playoffs. From dynasty fatigue to heartbreaking playoff cruelty. And rookie quarterbacks that might just make history, this weekend had it all. But there's one burning question we need to address. And I think we can all agree on this one. Why are we so tired of the Kansas City Chiefs? Like seriously, Patrick Mahomes, again? We get it. Dude, you're a football wizard. But come on, at this point, the Chiefs are basically the New England Patriots of the 2000s and the Chicago Bulls of the 90s all rolled into one. It's amazing, it's frustrating, and it's exhausting. But hey, don't worry, this video isn't all about bashing Mahomes and his magic powers. We're going to break down everything that went down in the playoffs, including some of the most shocking moments and the teams that deserve a little more love. And let me tell you, it gets wild. Stick with me, and let's get started. 1. We're all tired of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. So, let's get this out of the way first. Kansas City. Mahomes. The dynasty. Do we love them? Sure, but do we want them to just stop winning already? Yeah, we do. I mean, seriously, this team has now made 7 straight AFC championship games. 7. That means only one other spot in the playoffs for the rest of the AFC to fight over. And you know what? The rest of us are just sitting here like, alright, cool, you guys can just win again. We get it. And you can't even blame them for winning, heck, they deserve it. Patrick Mahomes is a freak of nature. And the Chiefs are stacked. But the problem? It's the rest of us who are feeling the effects of that. That's right, we're the ones getting tired of watching the same team in the Super Bowl hunt year after year. So yeah, we've reached the point where the Chiefs are a victim of their own success. If they're your team, you're loving life. But if they're not, it's just like, can we get a little variety in here? 2. Why does playoff cruelty always come for the same teams? Okay, moving on from the Chiefs, we'll come back to them later. Don't worry, let's talk about the pain of playoff expectations. Every year, there are teams that seem to have it all together, until January hits. You ever feel like you're on the verge of something great, until that cruel playoff reality slaps you in the face? That's what happened to Baltimore, Minnesota, and especially Detroit this season. These teams were riding high, feeling like the stars had aligned. But alas, football gods were like, nope, not this time. Detroit, oh Detroit, you were 15-2. You completely revamped your franchise. And then, wham, injuries, missed opportunities, and, well, another year without a playoff run. It stings, but don't worry, the Lions will be back. Their window is narrow, but it's open. Just, don't let it slam shut. Detroit. 3. Lamar Jackson deserved better. Now, let's talk about Lamar Jackson. I mean, the guy deserved better in that game against Buffalo. Weather? Brutal. Tough opponent? Of course. But that 2-point conversion, how could that not be a touchdown? Here's the thing. Lamar has had a history of disappointing playoff moments. And this one felt like it was just so close. He orchestrated the drive of his career, getting the Ravens within 2 points with 93 seconds left. But then, heartbreak. That ball slips through Mark Andrews' hands. Again, Lamar's postseason is defined by the tiniest of margins. But man, what could have been? What a wild ride it was. And yet, we're left asking ourselves, why does Lamar Jackson always get this close but never quite finish it? This guy deserves a playoff win. Period. 4. Can the Commanders really do this? Okay, I gotta admit, Washington Commanders fans, you might be the happiest group of people on the planet right now. After years of suffering, this team has a real shot at making a Super Bowl appearance. Seriously, they have a rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniels, leading them, and they're up against some juggernauts like Philadelphia and the NFC's elite defenses. Can they do it? Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. Washington has that magic underdog vibe right now. And if they keep playing like they have, it wouldn't be all that surprising if Jayden Daniels turns into a Super Bowl winning hero. It's time to believe in the impossible, my friends. 5. There are no bad games left in this playoff race. So, if you were worried the playoffs would get boring after the wildcard round, think again. The divisional weekend was loaded with insane games. And let's be real, there are no bad matchups left in the postseason. We've got the Chiefs aiming for 3 in a row, the Buffalo Bills chasing redemption, The Eagles being absolutely chaotic with Saquon Barkley leading the charge. And, oh yeah, the Commanders just shocking everyone in the NFC. Who's going to make it to the Super Bowl? Honestly, it could be anyone at this point. The drama is real, the stakes are high, and we've got some great football ahead. 6. Trivia time. Which NFC team hasn't made the conference championship this century? Host laughs and holds up a trivia card. And now, the million-dollar question. Can you guess which NFC team has not made the conference championship in the 21st century? I'm talking about all the way from the 2000s to today. Drumroll, please. You guessed it, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, Jerry. Looks like it's gonna be another year without a trip to the big dance. Better luck next time, Dallas. Maybe in the next century. Huh? Closing thoughts. Alright, folks. That's a wrap on the divisional playoff madness. What are your thoughts? Are we all just tired of seeing Mahomes dominate? Or is there a legitimate dynasty brewing here? Can the Commanders really pull off an upset? And let me know, who are you picking to make it to the Super Bowl this year? Hit that like button, drop your comments below, and of course, subscribe for more playoff talk and analysis. We've still got a lot of football left, and you won't want to miss any of it. See you next time, NFL fans. Alright, my friends, get ready because today, we're diving into one of the most bizarre, confusing, and downright hilarious moments in recent NFL history. If you thought you'd seen everything in football, think again. Patrick Mahomes, the man who can seemingly do no wrong, may have just pulled off one of the slickest moves, and I'm not talking about one of his no-look passes. Nope, this time, it was a flop. Yes, you heard me right, a full-on flop, like something you'd see in a soccer game, but with a football twist. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? Mahomes? A flop? That's what I said too. In a game that was already full of drama. A play in the fourth quarter made the entire internet explode. So what happened? Did Mahomes get hit and make an Oscar-worthy performance to get a penalty? Or was he just being extra careful, extra careful? Well, buckle up because we're breaking it down in excruciating detail. Should Mahomes be punished for this stunt? Or is it just a smart, savvy move to get the win? We'll look at the play from every angle. We'll get inside the head of NFL refs, experts, fans, and of course, Patrick Mahomes himself. Spoiler alert. He's not exactly apologizing. But wait, there's more. Before we dive into the flop of the century, I want to take a moment and set the stage. You know we've got to start with some history to put everything in perspective. How did we get to this moment? And what's the NFL really thinking about all of this? Stay tuned because this video has everything: drama, controversy, humor, and maybe even a little bit of football wisdom. And hey, I want to hear your thoughts, too. So don't forget to hit that like button if you love the NFL, or love a good drama, and of course, subscribe. Because this roller coaster is just getting started. Alright, here's what went down. It's the AFC playoff game, and the Kansas City Chiefs are fighting for a chance to advance to the AFC Championship. We all know the stakes, right? Mahomes has been playing like an MVP all season. But this game, well, it didn't start out great. The Texans, who honestly were kind of underrated coming into this game, managed to keep the pressure on. But then, in the fourth quarter, with everything on the line, the flop happened. You can already picture it in your head, can't you? Mahomes, instead of doing what any normal quarterback would do, running out of bounds or just diving down, he decided to do something more, well, theatrical. He slows down, practically tiptoes, and then, bam, he throws himself to the ground as if he's been hit by a truck. And the refs? They didn't miss it. A penalty flag flies in. The Chiefs got their call. Now let's pause here. Was it a genius move? Was he playing 3D chess while the Texans were stuck playing checkers? Or did Mahomes, the superstar, cross a line and flop like he was in the World Cup? One thing's for sure, this play had everyone from Troy Aikman to Twitter absolutely buzzing. And trust me, we're diving deep into those reactions. But first, let's rewind a bit and talk about the rules. See, in the NFL, the rules around roughing the passer are pretty clear. Quarterbacks are protected, especially when they're in the pocket. But what happens when a quarterback turns into a runner? That's where it gets a little blurry. Aikman, who was calling the game, made a very valid point when he said Mahomes wasn't in the pocket anymore. But Mahomes still got the penalty call, and the Chiefs capitalized on it. Was it fair? That's up for debate. But let's be real for a second, Mahomes isn't the first QB to push the envelope with these calls. We've seen it time and time again in the NFL. The truth is, quarterbacks know exactly how to play the refs and get those precious penalty calls. And Mahomes? He's an expert in this field. Now, I know some of you are probably sitting there thinking, okay, so it was a little dramatic. But who cares, right? Well, this is where things get spicy. Let's look at how this all unfolded on social media. You've got fans who are not happy with the call, and they made their feelings very clear. Right after that penalty flag dropped, Twitter went into a frenzy. I'm talking about pure chaos. Everyone had an opinion, from fans on both sides of the rivalry, to NFL analysts, to random people who were probably just eating pizza on a Saturday night and saw an opportunity to roast Mahomes. This tweet sums it up perfectly. Patrick Mahomes out here flopping like he's trying to get a yellow card in soccer. Embarrassing. #NFL flop. Okay, so not everyone is impressed with Mahomes' move. But is it all really that embarrassing? I mean, come on, the guy's a two-time Super Bowl champion. Shouldn't he get a little leeway in this department? At the end of the day, Mahomes got his penalty. The Chiefs capitalized, and they went on to score, putting the game away. The Texans, however, weren't as fortunate. Despite making it a close game, they couldn't keep up. So what does this all mean for Mahomes and the Chiefs moving forward? Could this flop actually end up benefiting them in the long run? Maybe, maybe not, but one thing's for sure, it's going to keep everyone talking. Which is exactly what Mahomes probably wanted. And now we've got to ask, will this be the new go-to move for QBs in the NFL? Or should the league step in and rein it in? Let's talk about that next. Either way, I think we've all learned one thing from this. Never underestimate a quarterback's ability to get the call. Even when it's, let's just say, extra. It's like that old saying, if you can't beat him, join him. Well, in this case, if you can't run out of bounds, just flop your way to a penalty. Conclusion. Alright, folks, it's your turn. What do you think? Was Mahomes just playing smart football? Or did he cross the line into flopping territory? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown of the play, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. You'll be the first to know when I drop more NFL chaos right here on the channel.